Hi, this is Rod Rorick. Welcome back to Rorick Knows Podcast, helping you become a better you. Well, there's nothing better in life than giving back. And that's why this next special guest is really, really important in not only in my life, but also in some of the things that I've done and the Heirs Foundation. And it's a foundation that I formed with several of my colleagues to really help give back. And I'm going to have Anna explain a little bit more about that and her journey on breast cancer. So, Anna Crollman, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, and so excited to be talking about a topic that we are both so passionate about.
That's right. So, Anna, now tell us about your journey. I mean, I understand you had breast cancer, and you've been an incredible ambassador and advocate for Heirs Foundation. So let's start with that. Let's start with how and why you got involved with Heirs, and tell us a little bit about your journey then. But let's start with how you got involved with Heirs.
Absolutely. So I actually first discovered the Heirs Foundation when the Restored book came out, a collaborative book, tabletop book showing images of women that had gone through breast reconstruction. And I received a copy of the book and was so moved by the images that I got in touch with Heirs, and we ended up having a call and talking about kind of our shared passion for educating people on the realities of breast reconstruction, the realities of breast cancer, kind of opening the door, if you will, to the fact that breast cancer mastectomy is really an amputation, and going through reconstruction is a way of healing for some people. And having had breast cancer myself, I was diagnosed when I was 27, to almost 10 years ago now. And kind of I have used my own journey going through breast cancer to be an advocate in the space. And so Heirs and I have joined forces over the past 2 years and are really just on this mission to help educate, empower, and provide resources to women that are going through cancer and reconstruction.
Yeah, I mean, the Heirs Foundation is a nonprofit. You know, it's an alliance in reconstructive surgery, and really, it's phenomenal because it's one of the most unique nonprofits because we help support and directly fund women that want to undergo breast reconstruction and have not any other resources. And it's amazing out there that the need is so unbelievable. And it's really something that people have said, oh, but everything's funded. No, it's not. Not even people that have insurance. And then there's underfunded, and of course, those people that don't have any insurance at all. And it's an American problem and a global problem too. So you've been a great ambassador. So tell us a little bit about what you've done. And by the way, come join us on and certainly on our social media on both Instagram and of course our website as well at heirsfoundation.com. So tell us about what you've been doing and how you've been an amazing ambassador for Heirs.
Yeah, so it has been so fun for me. Like I said, we both share this passion, but also it is something that brings me great joy, which is creating content to inspire others. So I have a social media platform, My Cancer Chic, that I founded when I was diagnosed. And so Heirs and I create content, 3 videos a month to really educate people. It can be a range of topics, focusing on, like you said, the need for funding for breast cancer reconstruction, or educating on side effects of chemo. There's a lot of misinformation out there on social media. And so we have partnered together not only to bring awareness to the amazing resources that Heirs has, but also educate people, whether you have been touched by cancer or not. Because one of the things that Morgan and I, one of the co-founders, talk about a lot is that we can't create change in this field of breast cancer unless we get the majority of the population involved. It's not just those people that are impacted by breast cancer or have it. We need everyone. So we're creating content together. We do seminars, webinars, bring people together to create community and hopefully build that awareness so that if someone is diagnosed, if someone needs resources for surgery, they know, great, I can turn to Heirs, I can apply for a grant, I can get the funds that I need.
Yeah. Anna, you are very, very positive. I mean, but take us back 10 years when you were diagnosed with breast cancer. I mean, you are an incredible role model for having been through that process. And so I know it's been transformative for you in your life, but how did you get from there to now where, you are just, you're blossoming with positivity and I love that. And giving back. I mean, those are all the things that, we need to do as humans. But how did you get through that journey and and tell us about how that's helped you by helping others,
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked about that, because sometimes I think when maybe you come to my page or you see my videos on the Heirs page, you might think I've always kind of had that sense of positivity. Now, I won't lie, I am a very effervescent, like positive person, but I definitely went through my own struggles with mental health related to breast cancer. And that's something we talk about a lot, in my role as an ambassador of Heirs, that it's not just the physical, it's the mental. Right. I mean, like you said, being diagnosed in your 20s with breast cancer, I went from trying to get pregnant with my first child at 27 to being told you might never have kids. Right. And now, it makes me emotional now, even thinking about it. I have two beautiful boys now, and I'm kind of on the other side of that. But at that time, I mean, that was devastating. I went through dark depression. After chemotherapy that I talk about very openly, I was seeing a therapist, I was on medication, and, it's like 1 in 4 people that have gone through a cancer diagnosis are at risk to be depressed or have a mental health illness. And so I think it's something we don't talk about a lot. For me, it was very healing to be open with that side, to ask for help, to get the resources that I needed quickly, to have clinical intervention in a way that then could help me kind of overcome some of those mental battles. And there are still aspects today that we're dealing with. And so I think being able to be open about both the highs and lows of the cancer experience has been so powerful for me to be able to reflect and see how far I've come, but also for others.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. And I'm surprised it's only 1 in 4. I thought it was closer to 100% people go through the ebbs and tides of, being, sad and depressed. I mean, that's a pretty normal part of anytime anybody's diagnosed with a significant disease like cancer, and it's really 1 in 8 American women. So it's a lot. And, but I mean, I think, what you represent is someone who's been through that process and say, there's light at the end of that tunnel, and it's me, it's you. And I think I know you share that, as an ambassador with all the patients that we see. And, it's been amazing, and I love that. I love that story. So what are you doing now to keep it being the way you are, and what makes you tick?
Ooh, what a great question. What makes me tick? I think, like you said, being able to give back and see the impact that your words and your story and your effort brings people. I recently had shared a video that was asking people kind of what impacts you, right? Who impacts you? What has helped you along your journey? And seeing women that have said, I was diagnosed and your page was the first thing I saw, your blog was the first thing I read, right. Different things like that. Or I learned about this resource because of you, for example, Heirs. Like seeing that impact, that makes me tick. And that is in every aspect of my life, my family, my friends, my 9 to 5, like being able to see the impact that you are having to inspire someone. I think that's just what keeps driving me forward. And just seeing that, for example, at the Heirs Foundation, being able to see women that have gone from feeling like they'll never be able to have a surgery or never be able to afford it, feeling very hopeless, to then bringing hope to someone in such a position, that is just so immensely fulfilling for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can see it and I can hear it. I mean, yes, going from hopeless to hopeful, and then really delivering. And I think that's really what Heirs is all about. And I think, and as you, an incredible advocate and also ambassador, have shown us that, there is light, in that tunnel and beyond that tunnel. And and Heirs is there to help you. And it's so unique because when we put this together, Morgan Harry, you've talked to a lot, and Janet Dinglinger, who's also an amazing woman. We just came up with this idea, and people would tell us, "Well, that's not a problem at all. People have all kinds of resources," and they don't, even though there's laws that now mandate breast cancer reconstruction, but unfortunately, many times in many states, they're not enforced, and people don't know about them.
Yes.
And that's really, I think it's saddening, because it's really about women's health, and really, part of us is educating people on that. And so I mean, and I know in Texas, the need is just unbelievably large, and it's in every state. And I think that people need to know that, because I think people go from that hopeless, like you mentioned, Anna, to saying, I need someone to guide me, and I need a role model. And you've certainly been that role model.
And I love that you touched on kind of this, I didn't even know, or the person didn't even know that a resource was available to them. I think, like you said, I talked to so many women and people in these situations that don't know that they have rights. Right. Legal rights regarding their breast reconstruction, and without even getting into whether the insurance is going to cover it, can they afford the copay or the deductible? Like, that's the whole second, layer of that. But so many people don't even know that. They're being told by a surgeon, well, you don't have cancer. You should be fine. Go on, live your life. You're healed. And there's no respect or acknowledgement of the struggle that they're going through mentally, the body image, the trauma they've gone through. And so I think sometimes even just opening people's eyes to the potential, whether they end up going through reconstruction or not, the potential, and knowing, oh, I do have rights. This is not all in my head. I deserve to have a consultation. I don't have to settle with what I have been given at this point, can just be so life-changing for women.
Right. I agree. And I think everybody needs that impactful advice from you, and because it's coming from you who've been through that journey, and you can only, talk about it if you've been through that journey. I mean, it's really, that's what's so amazing and impressive. And it's enlightening, and people, all of a sudden, the light goes on in their own mind and their spirit, and goes, "Wow, I can do this," and you're there with us. And I think that's what ARES does. It helps to support, educate, and fund, you to back to being whole again. And I think that's so important. So, what do you see yourself, in your future, the next 3 to 5 years? What do you want to do with your life?
Oh, gosh. Well, I have a lot of big ideas, but I mean, I think one of the dreams that ARES is helping me fulfill is more speaking events. I feel I have a story to tell, an impactful story to help inspire women in all different circles, all different audiences and ages with my story, and not just breast cancer, but how do you turn something that is extremely traumatic into your life into something that you have control over. So I think I see more speaking, whether that's in the women's health circle, empowering other women. And I am saying that there's a book in me too. I haven't put that on paper yet, but I am speaking it into the universe. It's going to happen someday. Maybe not in the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, you have to aim high. If you aim high, you get there. Remember that. And if you,
thank you.
If you shoot for the stars, you get to the moon. You're still way beyond where you want to be. So incredible.
Absolutely.
Prudent words from a very, very amazing woman who's been through the breast cancer journey. And remember, life is all about giving back. So, and really giving back is what you've heard from Anna in her story about breast cancer. And I really appreciate so much what you do as an ambassador for ARES. And it's very enlightening. I hear it from Morgan, and I hear it from our patients saying, wow, I just loved hearing and talking to you about what your journey's been. And you exude that positivity. I can see it and feel it in the Zoom today. So keep it up, and remember, give back and help us support, so many other women that really want your help to get through that tunnel and get to that bright of a new and better day. So thank you so much, and remember, support ARES Foundation, ARESfoundation.org. .com, and certainly you'll be able to talk to us. Leave us your comments and thoughts, and I'll certainly channel that to AIRS and to you, Anna, any comments you may have about AIRS and your journey. So I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to help us today. So
Thank you for having me.
all right, it's my pleasure. All right, take care.